Yes, job people, this is Michael Shamaya representing. I will say, hear the lion voice, saying it is time for the lions and the lionesses to tell their own story. King David killed Goliath with a stone, we original dread.
I will never stop, hail the Most High, and I will never stop, call Rastafari. Blessed love, this is Kushite representing for the Lion's Voice. We are here to tell our own story, Rastafari.
And I hear some of the voice them behind me start to taunt me. So I hear one of the voice, hey small, you idiot. About to drop out of school and turn Rasta. I no answer him. I hear next one say, hey small, Haile Selassie not even business with Rasta. I you talk about praise Haile Selassie. I no answer him. I hear a third one say, Haile Selassie can't even talk English. So at that time, you know, I turn around and I look on the one who said that and I say, Haile Selassie live in England for 5 years and him can't talk English and I stop talk. A few minutes later, we hear the siren. And there is the motorcade drive coming at JC. You could hear a pin drop. And when the car draw up, a Bruce Golden was the head boy. Them send him go the car down at the car side. We go greet Haile Selassie and then make a speech. I'm going to show you them photo there one day.
Yeah, man. History.
So them carry Haile Selassie inside of the school and them carry him right beside where we there, you know, on the veranda. Well, on the veranda, I stand up nearest to the column at the end of the veranda and I see a table right there. And when I look at the table, I see a big book bound in leather. Brand new. And when I look at the book, it marks Visitor's Book. So you know what this one now?
Yes.
I know I left this one. I stand up right on the table. And it marks Visitor's Book. And when them carry Haile Selassie go inside of the library, go show them the artwork with the student them do. And I'm show them all of the book them in the library. And now when I am 9-year-old, I go into the library. And I read the National Geographic 1931. And I see Haile Selassie Man of the Year, Time Magazine, and the Coronation of Haile Selassie 1930 with me a 9-year-old in the same library.
Wow.
I used when them done carry him out of the library, them a walk with him come out because I'm going to go up a class now, College of Art, Science and Technology. That's where your uncle Randy, you know.
Yes,
I'm leave JC and come up a class. And when him a pass the door and the column, when me there, them say to him, say, hold on, please, Imperial Majesty, please come and sign the visitor's book. And him come right when me there.
Hot.
And him sign the visitor's book. And the whole of the youth, them crowd around the table and watch him. And him turn around the book, and the book upside down to him, because we are on the other side of the table.
Yes,
Him turn around the book from upside down. Him writing an Amharic script in and Roman letters.
Yes,
Or Arabic letters. And him use them and do so and call, because as a Ethiopian calling, them put them on upside down.
Yes.
You can see me, them put them on upside down and do so. As a Ethiopian calling.
Yes,
It's polite, as a polite call.
Okay.
And them call, let you know that the whole of the crowd on the table only hear him trace him finger on the first line of Amharic script. And him said, that is the name. And him trace him finger under the second line and say, and that is the date. And him just bow him head to it. So the momentum of the Rasta movement was growing more and more. And we were in contact with hundreds of Rasta youth right around the island. And we started to publish a newspaper. And the government of Jamaica get very jumpy because the government of Jamaica within between 3 years of independence, so-called independence, by 1965, they were so unpopular that they were afraid of the people of Jamaica. As a matter of fact, within 8 months of the independence of Jamaica in August 62, they attacked the Rastafari movement and tried to wipe out the Rastafari movement in Jamaica, starting at the Coral Gardens
Okay.
attempt to wipe out the life of hundreds of Rastafari. But we resisted and grow stronger and stronger. A lot
Okay.
of the African-minded people in America were also Christian preachers.
Yes.
And there has been a long tradition of Ethiopianism around the world where black people in Africa identify with the Bible because Ethiopia is a key part of the Bible from Genesis to Revelation. So you
Yes.
call that tradition of identifying with the Bible by black people Ethiopianism.
Yes.
Now the emperor before Haile Selassie was Menelik.
Yes.
Menelik had ruled Ethiopia from about 1889.
Yes.
But Menelik don't have any son. So when Menelik getting old, his first cousin was also a minister of foreign affairs, which was Haile Selassie father, Ras Makonnen.
Yes.
And Ras Makonnen was well traveled outside of Africa and Ethiopia. And
Yes.
Menelik hear that him have a son that is very bright. From the age of 7, learn to speak foreign language, learning mathematics and various things beyond his years.
Yes. Genius
So
level.
Menelik
Mm-hmm.
is a child prodigy, Tafari.
Mm-hmm.
And Menelik tell his cousin that I want to know your son because I want you to be the emperor of Ethiopia after me, and your son might be the emperor after you. But Makonnen did think to himself, I don't think I'm going to live longer than Menelik. So I want to prepare my son Tafari to take that throne of Ethiopia because I don't, and he was right, he did die before Menelik.
Yes.
Died in 1906, I believe.
Yes.
Menelik died in 1911, I believe, 5 years later. But
Yes.
Tafari was being, the thing about it, Menelik and Makonnen used to send mission of Ethiopians to the Western Hemisphere from in the 1800s. Did you know that? When the charter come on Jamaica, the brethren start to organize. Brother Douglas got the charter, and Brother Chambers was the second. Brother Douglas and Brother Chambers were long-time Ethiopian World Federation members from them a youth.
Yes.
And then another one joined with them named Brother Vernon Carrington.
Okay.
But it's not him get the charter. Brother
Oh,
Douglas get the charter. But Brother Vernon Carrington was a very dynamic thinker. Some people who kind of displeased and jealous start says a little uptown. But we don't mind. We don't watch what them say. Some
yeah.
people used to try and intimidate me, all some well-known prominent man in the movement. Try and intimidate me. So
Okay.
you could judge, man. Some of them is around the mouth. You could judge, man, son. You could middle class youth. So me just cool, when me don't lick the cup, me say to them, say, I am no middle class. I say, I am ruling class. No middle class. Although me not like talk them way, I just have to use back the word on them. I say, me a ruling class. Me say, Ronald Small and me old man. Ronald Small is me old man. A
Yes.
Haile Selassie, my father, my godfather, that.
Okay.
So
Okay.
me are no middle class, me are ruling class. So them have to shut up. Because them say them are Rastafari. And I run them mouth for me, say me are middle class. Yet them say them is the family of the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. So this is how people try and divide and rule. But it's a human tendency. Yeah. You remember when a woman was interviewing His Majesty? I think she named Falachi or something like so.
Yes. I knew what the I was gonna
And
say.
she, and she,
Yes.
she, she continually asking him about when he dies and he explained to her that he has made arrangement that when we are no longer here, that and that and that. And she continued persist. And one time she come again, him say, I have already told you. And she come back one time and him say, who is this woman?
Yes.
Where does she come from? What does she want? That is enough. Sasufit.
Yes.
Sasufit. And him say, get her out of here.
Yes. Yes.
Get
Yes.
her out of here. And I have an interview of her life as one of the greatest journalists. And them said to her, say, what has been the most difficult interview ever carried? She said, without a doubt, the interview of Haile Selassie. She said he's so full of himself. She said, I wore a pantsuit to the palace to interview him. And they called me one side and said, you may not interview him in a trousers. And they took me into a wardrobe with hundreds of dresses and made me choose a dress and change into it. That's why I should say influencer. 73. We always identify with the name 12 Tribe. Because every federation charter, may I remind the public, every federation charter had a name attached to it.
Okay.
Usually a name of one of the royal family of Ethiopia.
Okay.
So you had Empress Menen charter, and you had Ras Makonnen charter, and when the dreadlocks, when in the 30s and the 40s, when the federation started going to Jamaica, most Rastafari was comb-head man and woman.
Yes.
And when the dreadlocks started to come in, and the young dreadlocks youth were very aggressive, and they tried to keep out the dreadlocks from certain of the charters.
Yes.
So after 1955, at the His Majesty Silver Jubilee, he renewed the giving out of charters, and he sent out a special charter that was to welcome the dreadlocks, Charter 37. That's the one that Mortimer Planner was in. And it was famous for accepting all of the dreadlocks. And the personal name of the royal family that was attached to it was Haile Selassie I local. It was I who introduced Bob Marley to the organization in 1973. I introduced Alan Cole there from about 71. But he was playing football in Brazil. Said he didn't leave Brazil and come home till 73. So Alan Cole, Bob Marley, many of the popular youths and things. And you know, when them come into the organization, it becomes even more attractive.
Mm-hmm.
Before that, Samuel complained in a prayer, because prayer is a reasoning with yourself, you know. Yes. You are a person, you're a body, you're a human body. You are a person. A human body is a person. In other words, an individual. So is your first name Kwasi? That's your personal name. But the life inside of you is God Almighty.
Yes.
So you are a community of at least two. You, Kwasi, and God. That's a fact, you know.
Yeah, man.
Is you, Kwasi, and God. Are you, Kwasi, and God sit down right here then? The Rastafari movement, just like how the police is not supposed to be a force. It's supposed to be a service. Yes. But it really serves the ruling class. So it is that the Rastafari is a service. Rastafari rose up as a service, an educational service, and a preparation for the people, the black people around the world, free themselves. So it is now, like the Maroons and like the Israelites, the Jewish people, we must not see ourselves superior to the rest of the people. We must not feel like the Rastafari is higher than the rest of the people. We come to serve them and provide a service for them and facilitate the coming together of the people. And because of that, whether people are the same as us or not, just as I say, we don't agree on everything, but by facilitating just make us remind ourselves, we are not superior to anyone else, and the service that we're doing is a great service you're doing because of you provide service to everyone. Everyone. Thank you very much. Yeah?
Well, Lion Voice, tell them that's the people first choice. Lion Voice, make the lioness them feel nice. Lion Voice, with the lion cubs we sacrifice. Lion Voice, got to show the people them the life. Lion Voice.
Jano, I'm so hungry, bro. I haven't eaten all day. Like, my head started to hurt me too. Like, what more could I eat right now?
What about a city samosa? So come now and get your samosa, a fusion of Indian, Jamaican, and African culture. City samosas, the best samosas in the city.
Government is trapping the system. Government is trapping the system. The system.
Yo. I'm here writing all these modern scrolls. Has a redemption for bloodshed on Sodom Road. Stories of trigger happy now to shot all of his foes. This is the outcome of 500 years down here in the West. Mothers forced to manual labor with no rest. The cost of living in the West is leaving us penniless. Loudly I hear the cries of my peoples being released out of cages of desert eagles, leaving the victim garment see-through. If you overstand the level, he who feels it knows the down pressure of the devil. Toss the pope in the fire, Gideon black rebels. My sword is my word manifested in flesh. Blessed to get it used for homeless with a place to rest. Selassie say close the naked, shelter for the shelterless. Babylon you can't govern because your heart is too dirty. Behold the lion of Judah, he get low this worthy.
So hail his majesty. Hail him, King of glory. Hail him, might of the Trinity. Rastafari crown every African free. So hail his majesty. Hail him, King of glory. Hail him, might of the Trinity. Rastafari crown every African free. I'm Bessa, trample the down presser.
What do you have to tell the people about Rastafari?
Light to the world. King of kings and the conquering line of the tribe of Judah. I left himself. Where's my ruler? Hey yo! Yeah, hail them high, hail the black king on the 23rd of July. So tell them guy who praise God up in the sky, it's a lie. The Almighty living on your night. From ancient time them a try. Them Romans know them just open them suit and ties. Criminals ain't got no alibi, they stole my people. Then them come without them genocide.
Are you talking about slavery?
Them couldn't kill the lion we come conquer Judah tribe. Go through tribulation, I and I strive, see sufferation, I and I still rise. That's why we tell them in America, live Rastafari in a every ghetto area. We come if you tell them in a Toronto, straight at it.
Greetings in that divine name of His Imperial Majesty, Emperor Haile Selassie I. Glory and honor in the name of His chosen Queen, Empress Waziri Menen. My name is Kwasi Bansu, aka the Chasmatch Kwasi, aka Ras Kwasi, aka the Reading Ras, aka the Pan-African Happy Man, creative industry attorney. I'm an author, I'm an artist, I'm an actionist, and right now I am the host of Lion Talk. Welcome to Lion Talk and welcome to the Lion Voice Network, where the lions are telling our own story. Today's episode is one of those historic episodes. I want everyone to grab an ital snack. I want everyone to get themselves prepared because we are going deep into some history. This is not no play episode. I want you to prepare yourself. Legendary guest today. We are honored to have this guest. He's also family, so we're gonna hear how he's family to I and I, which I found out one of my uncle closest brethren growing up. So this is special, and he's very well known to Jamaica. So many of the items will not know there is this connection between I and one of Jamaica's historic figures, but it's there. Also, we are going to talk about history. This brethren lived through history. E.W.F, 12 tribe of Israel, whole heap of history. But not only that, we have to travel to Ethiopia. This brethren is a historian of Ethiopian history as well. Again, so many ones know him. I'm very honored. Before we bring forward the guests, let me just big up the Lion Pride. If you subscribe, you are part of the Lion Pride. We are now past 25,000 subscribers strong globally. Just got a comment from Portugal. Big up all of the Portuguese family. We are honored by the fact that Rastafari is so important to the family. We are dealing with high level Rastafari, Pan-African reasonings. We're unapologetic on this platform, and it shows by our rate of growth that there is a need and there is a demand for this type of content in a world full of foolishness and nonsense. So big up the Lion Pride on Patreon. Big up the Ubuntu Lion Pride. Contributions over $70 and up gets you in the Ubuntu Lion Pride. We are also bigging up the Action Lion Pride. You can like, comment, share, spread it out. Let us continue to be the fastest growing Rastafari platform on the planet. We need, if you cannot contribute financially and you love these high level reasonings, just like, comment, share, spread it out across the four corners of creation. Also, big up the watch and peep, the watchers who are watching, and the peepers keep peeping. We don't pop down, we're growing, and we're not going anywhere. So big up Raslage, Ramia King Design, Rastafari Business. Make sure you support the brother. I'm still waiting for ones to send me a picture with the product. Let me know you're supporting. Big up Ras Wolde. CMAS Life as well. Greatest CMAS drink on the planet. All right. So housekeeping out of the way. I want the Lion Pride to give us a warm welcome. As I said, I'm a family. This brethren was on radio for probably decades. We'll get the full history. Most Jamaicans know the name. Most Jamaicans know the face. And so, again, we're very honored to welcome the great Jerry Small. Welcome to Lion Talk.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah, in 1959, after I was at Jamaica College, a high school in Jamaica, in the capital, it moved from the country. It started in the 1700s, I believe, in St. Anne on the north coast of Jamaica, not far from Cuba. And then it was transferred to the south coast of Jamaica in the 1800s. And it was made a college of the London University, where people were taught not only at a high school level, but were introduced to the London University courses, and then sit London University examination and get qualification on the way to profession. And then later Cambridge University qualification, leading to the same qualification in profession start by Cambridge University. And then later on, when the Caribbean islands, the English-speaking Caribbean islands, were enticed into a federation, the British saw that 13 of them colonies broke away from them in North America and formed a federation. So the British found that if they encourage their colonies to become federation, the colonies would have still maintained links with them instead of breaking away and become a nation. So the federal idea was an idea that the British learned from America, you know. And did
Okay.
you know that the white man in America learned of the federal idea from the Native American so-called Red Indian?
Okay, I
You
did
didn't know
not
that?
know. Hold on,
Yes.
stick a pin because this is a historian. This is a historian family, so we're going to go into many topics. So I'm gonna ask the eye. We have a tradition on this program. We ask our guests to enter into an iritical time machine and take us to the moment of your birth, where you were born, and give us your origin story. We want to know, before we get into the world history, we want to know, what your background, and also please let the people know how I and the I are related, the bloodlines intersect there in St. Anne as well. Please.
Well, I was born 3 years after the World War of white people. Because what they call the World War is when white people fight all around the world between themselves.
Yes.
So when white people started to catch up, when Europe started to catch up with Africa for the second time, is after North Africa was ruling South Europe for 800 years.
Okay.
North Africa ruled South Europe from about 700, not long after the Islamic foundation in Arabian Peninsula, which Arabian Peninsula is actually a part of the geographical mass. Africa and the Arabian Peninsula is one.
Mm-hmm. That was
The
part of ancient
Arabian,
Kush. Arabia was part of
yes,
ancient Kush. Yes.
yes,
Um,
Kush is a over, Kush span from Arabia to the Horn of Africa, and Sheba, which is the forerunner of Ethiopia, is from Arabia over to the Horn of Africa. Like how you say the United States grabbed the continent on the east and the north, and later on them grabbed them more than half of them neighbor. Is the English grabbing from the Spanish, and the Spanish conquer the Native American in Mexico? Because even Mexico is a Native American word, you know.
yes.
Mestizo and all them were there. So them
Okay.
grabbed that huge, that was much bigger than America. Now Mexico was much bigger than America, you know.
Yes.
And then
Yes.
after the American colonists, them broke away from England and get strong through the help of France. Them American colonists grab away most of Mexico, the whole of California, Texas, and them place there,
Arizona,
Arizona, them
all of them
a part
places.
of Mexico, a
New
part of
Mexico.
Spanish Mexico, where the Spanish grab from the
Yes.
Native Americans. So the European world been grabbing parts of indigenous people home. They fight over indigenous people home when they learn to travel. They learn to travel after us. I know you want me to go back to my birth, but they learn to travel overseas after
Yes.
us.
Yes.
We've
Yes.
been traveling overseas for thousands of years because
Yes.
we know of oceanic navigation.
Haile.
The European only know coastal navigation. They could
Yes.
only sail along the sea coast where they can see the land. If they get out of sight of the land, they lost. So they know how to travel along coast right around Europe. That's why them boat them long and flat and low. Because it's just coastal travel. Them to the Vikings and all of them, and they are plunderer along coast. But the
Okay.
African learn long time overseas travel. You're not seeing no land at all, but you know where you are. You're so far out in the sea that you're not seeing no land. But because we have navigation, both from the stars and from the metal that we take and make compass, we can go overseas, out of sight of land, and still know where to find land. From we find north, we find south, east, and west.
Yes.
Anyway, so just to get back to, remind me to get back to the fact that the European learn about federal government
Yes.
from the
Yes.
Native
I
American reading.
want to go to your birthplace though.
All right,
And
my birthplace now. I
Mhm.
born just after the World War, where the European fighting between one another over the world. Them call it World War.
Yes.
So the World War finished 1945,
Yes.
and right away, on the advice of Haile Selassie, His Imperial Majesty, the nations of the world that was autonomous decide to replace the League of Nations, which was a failure.
Yes.
Haile Selassie warned them that it would be a failure because the League of Nations did have inside it a built-in treachery against small states, and
Yes.
they implemented it against Ethiopia not small enough, but then
Yes.
call we small states because them have long range weapon.
Yes.
So
Yes.
them, the League of Nations was set up after the First World War to try to bring an end to war
Yes.
by having an organization where you discuss peace all the while, and therefore war no broke out again. Now the United States, after breaking away, is the United Colonies, the 13 colonies were broke away from England, and formed them 13 government, and then form one government between the 13. So the United States is 50 country.
Yes.
Each
Yes.
state have a state government, like how Jamaica is a state, Ethiopia is a state. And yet they have a federal government of one in Washington, and them have state government in every state.
Yes.
So now America, after broken away from them mama, which is England, and so they're not going to be like them mama. They're going to recognize the equality of all human beings. And that's why the American Constitution looks so beautiful, because it starts out by recognizing the equality of all human beings. At that time, them never realized that we, the African, also go and claim that equality too on the basis of the
Yes.
first
Yes.
sentence.
Because the Constitution also says that the African is only 2/3 of a man for the purpose of voting. So it
Yes, in
also,
other
the
words,
same document, it dehumanizes the African
yes,
at the same
yes,
time as declaring that all humans
yes.
are equal.
And at the same time declaring that all humans are equal, them left out even the white woman out of it. So them
Yes.
say all men
Yes.
equal, but eventually the white woman get equality, and eventually by extension, that is how justice works. You are a man of the law, and you know that the law of humans is inspired by the law of nature. The
Okay.
law of humans is breakable, but the laws of nature are unbreakable without
Mhm.
immediate consequence.
Yes.
The law of gravity cannot be broken. The law of gravity is in force at all time. And all of the natural law, the law of nature, which is the law of good. The word God really is just a personification of the quality good. So
Mm.
God means all good. Do you know that all water is the same? Anywhere that water is found, it is the same.
Yes.
If you find water on Mars, it's the same as water on Earth. It is H2
2O.
part
Yes.
or 1 part. So
Yes. Yes.
all water is the same. All hunger is the same. All gravity is the same. All light is the same, although it behave in different ways. And all good is the same. So the word God means all good. What is the name that the Arabic people give to all good?
What is it?
What is the name that the Arab people call God are all good?
Oh, Allah.
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 And what is
Yes.
the name? What is the name that the Christian people give to all good?
Jesus.
No, that is a fraud thing. They brought in that, the Roman bring in that. The
Okay. So what?
original name is Almighty. All.
Almighty.
Allah is the same as all.
Okay.
And what is the name that the Jew, the Hebrew people they give to all good personified?
Yahweh.
That is one name, but the
Mm.
original one is El or Al. So
Allah.
most human in the world them have some form of the concept of all being one, all.
Okay.
And the word Almighty is the same as Allah. is the same as L. It is the same as there are many other personifications with that AL or EL. So now, I'm why some I talk too loud. Anyway, so now the America after America learned federation from the Red Indian federal
Yeah.
government. All of the
Yeah.
tribes they are at war sometime, but they had a confederation of tribes long before the white people read America. The tribes in different regions of America had confederations of tribes, and those confederations were always stronger and harder for the white man or any invader to put down. And gradually, the 13 colonists them learn say, is that method that the so-called Red Indian use. And them start to pattern the 13 colonists and make each one of we is a state. But let us have a federal government, a confederation like the Red Indian, and we will be undefeatable. Anyway, another policy them learn. After them learn, say all man is created equal, but they left out the woman. But later on is not. If we know, we bring them up to date and say all, not all man, all human, because human include man and the hue, which is the woman, the reproducer, the multiplier. The woman is the multiplier, and the man is the initiator. The male is the initiator, the female is the multiplier. Anyway, so a little more now. Another policy that America learned, do not intervene in other people's affairs when they have them disputes. So America was isolationist by nature.
Yes.
For
George Washington famously said no entanglement in foreign wars.
Yes, and for 150 years that kept them free of all entanglement. But it led to a bigger form of ego. Not entangling a foreign wars, but them claim the whole Western Hemisphere for themselves. Say the Western Hemisphere is for them backyard.
Yes.
So anything outside of the Western Hemisphere is foreign, but anything inside the Western Hemisphere, America rule.
The Monroe Doctrine. This is the Monroe Doctrine.
Monroe Doctrine.
Yeah,
and that's why up to yesterday. That's why up to yesterday you hear them declare themselves the custodian of the free world. Imagine saying that one country is the custodian and the leader of the free world.
It gets back to the all. It's that concept that they run creation. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Which we know is going to lead to catastrophe. But take us forward to the birth now. I want to get
into the why I mentioned those things is because Haile Selassie did warn them.
Yes.
That from 1916, Haile Selassie take control of Ethiopia 1916.
At the age of 24. As the age of 24. Yes.
At the same time when Marcus Garvey departed to America to take over the leadership that Booker T. Washington vacate that year, December 1915. So Haile Selassie and Marcus Garvey, two of them launched international at the same time, and the two of them link up. Haile Selassie initiate the link with the UNI and Marcus Garvey. And anyway, long story short is that Haile Selassie from during the war, World War, warning them say, we have to have a worldwide organization to counteract the Conference of Berlin.
Yes.
The Conference of Berlin was European planning to divide up Africa and Arabia after them divide up India and Far East already. So Haile Selassie warned them say, if we have a world body that stop people from sitting on one side and divide up other people's place. America also was an isolationist country. The President of America at the time, Wilson, kept America out of the First World War from 1914. Never entered the World War till the year before the end of the war, 1917. Yes. And when him enter on one condition, I have a plan for a League of Nations.
Yes.
And if you don't agree that when the war done, you have a League of Nations to stop war, I now go enter. And the rest of the allies who didn't need the American help say, yes, we will have a League of Nations. America come in the war and rescue them. And yet when the League of Nations set up, America not going. Because I know it's still.
Yo, while the scrolls has a redemption for bloodshed on Sodom Road. Stories that trigger happy now to shot all of his foes. This is the outcome of 500 years down here in the West. Mothers forced to manual labor with no rest. The cost of living in the West is leaving us penniless. Loudly I hear the cries of my peoples being released out the cages of desert eagles, leaving the victim garment see-through. If you overstand the level, he who feels it knows the down pressure of the devil. Cross the pope in the fire, Gideon black rebels. My sword is my word manifested in flesh. Blessed to get it used for homeless with a place to rest. Selassie say clothes the naked, shelter for the shelterless. Babylon you can't govern because your heart is too dirty. Behold the lion of Judah, he get loaned is worthy.
So heal his majesty. Heal him, King of glory. Heal him, might of the Trinity. Rastafari crown every African free. So heal his majesty. Heal him, King of glory. Heal him, might of the Trinity. Rastafari crown every African free.
I'm Bessa, trample the down presser. Work for the youths, the mothers, the ancestors. Bad situation must get better. Weak by ourselves, but we must stand together. Stop eating deaders, grow out your dreaders. You need your locks like the chicken needs its feathers. Chant forever, the king reigns forever. Don't get caught in the Babylon pleasure. Watch the flames get redder, chains get scarcer. Lock down the planes and you're stuck in the area. When Wall Street crashed, the foolish passed. The wise man up in the hills with his store to last. There's more to grasp in this life than just whores with ass. Stores of cash and you blinking when the poor man passed. It's never too small to share, food or gear. I'm a Gideon, are you prepared? I move to kick and I move to snare. Two things that don't move me is doubt and fear. Why? Cause the great king is everywhere. In water and land, in man and air. So
heal his majesty. Heal him, King of glory. Heal him, might of the Trinity. Rastafari crown every African priest. Heal his majesty. Heal him, King of glory. Heal him, might of the Trinity. Rastafari crown every African priest. Inequality, so while you pagan talk, it don't bother me. Come follow me to the promised land. Heal the Almighty in a man.